Hello and welcome, y'all. This is my bare skin. I just washed my face. I woke myself up about an hour ago. Right now it's 10 after 7 p.m. I woke myself up about an hour ago because I was having a strange dream. And even in the dream, I knew what it was symbolizing and I didn't want to stay there. And so I'm like, okay, so I woke myself up, and so I laid there texting back and forth with Princess, you know who you are, and then I finally got out of bed, and I'm on Reddit, which I need to stay off of there because it can be addicting. And so it's been about an hour, and so I just washed my face, brushed my teeth, eye drops, nasal spray, inhaler, the regular stuff. Actually, everything is in here. So these are the eye drops that I use. All of this is by prescription, but you can buy this over the counter. And this one says Rugby Eye Itch Relief. The prescription is ketotifen, Ketifin, and something, I don't know. But I don't even know why I tried to remember all of that. And so 1 drop in each eye twice a day. Flonase, which is now called Flucloconazole. They keep changing names to stuff. And Wakeup, which used to be Symbicort. So they switch up stuff according to how the insurance will pay or not pay through the VA hospital system. But it's okay because I get it for free. So I'm just like, whatever you switch it to, as long as it works. And then if it doesn't, they'll switch me to something else. So I did wash my face, and I meant to bring my face cleanser over here. I am using, when I wake up, the Murad vitamin C facial something is called, and it comes in an orange container. It's in a tube. It's in a tube like this, but it is a very huge tube. It's like 5 ounces. And so I did that. Then I said, you know what? Let me do my skincare, because there are 2 things I want to talk about. And I said, this will be very fitting. So why does it feel like, excuse me, something is in my eye? Probably is. I did this earlier and an eyelash was in my eye. So the first thing I do is, let me show you this though. You've seen it before in some of my skincare videos. This is what I call my caboodle. And this is not from when I was in college for my undergrad, but this is where the idea came from, where you put all your toiletries in something, you carry it to the bathroom, and then you carry it back to your room. And this is handy for me because all of my skincare fits in here, and some medications and creams and ointments and all of that stuff. And even when I travel, I just take the whole thing and put it in my backpack because it fits right at the bottom, perfect size. And so even for home, for here, I take this out from under the sink, put it on top of the sink in the corner, use what I want to use, and then put it back under. So everything is just always in here. I'm not going to go through everything that's in here. I've done it before. I'm not going to do it now. Maybe I'll do it again for Vlogmas, not sure. Another friend of mine was talking about Vlogmas, and I'm thinking, it's great you're thinking ahead. I have not thought about Vlogmas, but maybe I'll do another skincare thing for Vlogmas where I go through everything that's in here. And as I said, I have done it before. I do have a skincare playlist below. So one of the things that's in here, just a regular original chapstick, no scent, no flavor. Sometimes I don't put this on after I brush my teeth, because usually after I brush my teeth, I go into the kitchen and have breakfast, and so whatever's on my lips, I do wipe off before I eat or drink, because I don't want like my silverware with chapstick on it, or if I drink from a cup out, I just don't like that. So I do always end up wiping some of it off. But the first thing I'll do after chapstick, if I put on chapstick when I first wake up, every time I do wake up, I wake up every 90 minutes or so, I do reapply my chapstick, and the one next to my bed is peppermint. So I do reapply that. So the first thing we're going to do, this is Dr. Dennis Gross Ferolic plus Retinol Triple Correction Eye Serum. And I put this on, I'm trying to see if it says twice a day or not. It says, okay, let me know this because I'm confused. It says for AM/PM use. And I've known that to mean either AM or PM, because other products will say use AM and PM, or it'll say use AM or PM. So what does the AM/PM mean? Does it mean either or both? So that's what I'm confused about. Because, oh, you know what? No. I'm not confused anymore. You know why? The previous one they had, it was in a different, no, wait a minute. This one is AM and PM. This is the older bottle. And I found this on Amazon. Their newer one, it actually says Advanced Ferrolic plus Retinol Triple Correction Eye Serum. It's in a different container, and it was reformulated. And that one says use AM or PM. So I now, thank you for being here to help me remember this. So I know now that AM/PM, at least for dentists, means AM and PM. The new one says AM or PM. And they do say on the website, use it once per day, either in the morning or at night. So hopefully that's across the board for all brands, but for dentists, AM/PM is both AM and PM versus either or. So I take a little bit, and he does say just half a pump, if you can see that. And this has a locking mechanism, so I just turned it and it won't push. I love that for me. So, and then I will do one of these things, and then I will put this very gently. And because I have bags, that's the bags that are moving. Like, I'm not, you know, dragging my skin. It's just the bags. And I do go lightly. And sometimes I don't go straight across. And even now, you see my skin is barely moving. But if, for whatever reason, or like now it is starting to dry, you can see where it is like moving my skin. And so that's that. So that is it for that. And then I kind of just do one of these. And so I do all this at the bathroom sink. And so after I do everything, then I do just wash my hands. But for now, we're just going to do this, even though I do have a cloth here. The next thing I take is the Olay Regenerous Miracle Boost Concentrate Fragrance Free. They do not make this anymore. And when I started having problems finding it, the Olay website kept having a sale. It was on clearance, it was on clearance, it was sell out, then it was on clearance. I'm like, what, they finding boxes in the back of the storage room or what? So I purchased a ton of these. The very first time I used this years and years and years ago, the very first time I put it on and I was like, what? I've been using it ever since. I don't know exactly what's in here, what it does. My skin loves this, and I have plenty. Hopefully they're not turning, you know, where they're stored. But excuse me if you saw that. So how you open this is you turn it. Watch this pop top. Let me do it like this. You see that pop up? And then you turn it. And when it pops up, that's what pulls it into the tube. And so then you push the top and it dispenses it in your hand. I love this for this. And then you turn it back down and you can actually hear it click. And so I will go like this, do a little on the forehead, do this again, and put this over my face. I do like this to make sure I'm getting in the creases of my nose. But there's other ways you can make sure you're getting into the creases of your nose. You will notice that my face is turning red. I have sensitive skin, so anytime that I'm rubbing on my skin, it'll turn red in some places. Watching Hung Vango, he just presses. And that would be the thing to do, but I'm just in a habit of doing that. And there's nothing left. My hands are dry. They're not even sticky. So there's nothing to even put down here. So that pumps out of here is fine. What I do also like about this container is I bought it was a set of these different sizes. Some are plastic, well, hard plastic, and some are silicone. What I like about this is when it no longer will pump, when no more will pump in here, I can still, well, you can't really see it, but there's still some under here. This is frosted, so right now it's about to, but you can see where it is, right? So when it stops pumping in here, I will take the stopper out, turn it upside down in one of these jars, and leave it for a day or two, and there's enough left in here for like another week. So when you have things with a pump, if it stops pumping, if at all possible, take the cap off, unscrew it, whatever you need to do, find a jar that it fits in, and this fits in perfectly in here. And then day or two, I take this out and put the cap on. There's enough, as I said, for like another week, and so, which is great. This was not expensive when it was available, but anyway, my skin, and even now my skin is just like, thank you, and I'm like, you're welcome. The next thing I do is, this is what I wanted to show you today. Peter Thomas Roth Potency Power Serum. It's a vitamin C serum, and it has 20% vitamin C, THD, ascorbate, 3% vitamin E, which is an antioxidant, and 2% folic acid. That is what's in here, and it says mega potent THD ascorbate, 50% more powerful than traditional vitamin C, helps improve the look of fine lines, wrinkles, firmness, uneven skin tone, texture, and brightness. I've been using this for years, and I keep trying other vitamin C serums. I tried the one from Drunk Elephant. It was just very tacky. I tried the one from Dennis. It smelled rancid. When I first started buying this, it was, I think, $98. And I was like, damn. And it says use twice a day. And so I was using it twice a day. And it does say twice a day on face and neck. It doesn't make it to my neck. I was using it twice a day, and I was running out in like 4.5, 5 months. And I'm like, oh, hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. And so I started using it once a day, just, you know, my wake up routine, and my skin was just as happy, and I was excited because when my skin likes something, I stick with it. And I do believe skincare is an investment. So even at $98 at that time, I still would have continued purchasing it, but that would have been at least like 2 a year. And it does add up on top of other skincare, because most of the stuff in this caboodle, that skincare is expensive. So I'm just like, I need to do something. So I was really glad that my skin was just as happy using this once a day. Then it went up to $102. And I was just like, but my skin loves it. So what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna keep using it. So it popped up in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale one year. And I bought like 5 of them. I think actually I purchased maybe 7. I'm not sure. Because I had points, I had coupons, I had code. It wasn't a code. It was, I had points. And then I think they did have a code that included prestige, because this is considered prestige because it's expensive as hell. I bought, I believe, 7. I purchased like 5, I remember now. And then I went back and purchased more because I'm like, oh, I have, you know, this gift card, da, da, da. So I went back and purchased more. I refuse to be without this. And now it's $105, I believe. But when they were on for the half off for 21 Days of Beauty at Ulta, that was like buy one, get one free. So I'm like, shit. I use like at that point 2 a year. So I'm like, I'm set. But I still purchased like 7 of them. And now they're up to $105. And I will tell you this, even though I do still have backups, I will tell you this. If it goes on half off again, half off sale again, I'm buying some more. My skin refuses to be without this. This is funny, but it shouldn't be, because it's something I would have did. Because it's a cap, right? Just like this one. Kind of, sort of, right? So you think to turn it, and I've seen reviews, they were like, I keep turning it and it won't open. Look at this, y'all. This one you just pop off, it's a pump. And so when I read the reviews, I was like, oh snap. Like, they were complaining it won't open because they kept screwing it. This one you pop the top off. I was just like, and I laughed, but I'm thinking that would have been me, because actually I was turning it, and I'm just like, okay, wait a minute, because when I was turning it, it wasn't coming off. And I'm just like, wait a minute, this is at the time, as I said, $98. I'm like, nah, we're gonna figure this out, buddy. And then I happened to turn it and pull, and I'm like, oh, you just pop it up. So I've been using this once a day for years. This doesn't pump anymore. So the same thing with this one. Take the cap off. Unscrew this, and you can see it's just residual. This won't even pump out. And I looked in here, and I knew from experience there was product in here. So this jar right here, and this one does have a little cap thing in it, which doesn't really help, because I've traveled with it and not using the cream in here or whatever for a certain amount of time, it got dry. So air still does get in here. But look at this, y'all. Because this is short, it just fits right here. And so I'll sit this on my sink for like 2 days and take this off. And that was maybe 3 days ago. Yesterday morning I used it, and this morning I'm going to use it. And we'll see how much is in here. I'm trying to figure out like how much usually pumps out, because it is a generous amount. So I used this finger and swiped in here, and this is what we have. And it looks to be maybe enough in here for 2 more days. So even after it stops pumping, there's enough in here probably for like another 4 days. So if you have something like this, find these little containers or whatever containers, and I showed you how it just sat right in there, and I'm like, cool beans. So I take this, a little on the forehead, and then on my face, and this is what I do with this. I love this stuff, y'all. My skin is like, thank you, and I'm like, you are welcome, and thank you for loving it, even though it's expensive. My skin, I just love this stuff. So the other thing I'm going to talk about that's not for the AM, this is Peter, expensive. This is a glycolic retinol resurfacing serum, 15% glycolic complex, 1.5% time released microencapsulated retinol. I put a note on here because I was like, what is glycolic acid? Glycolic acid is a type of AHA, which is alpha hydroxy acid. So I do not use this when I use Dennis's alpha beta pills, because alpha is the alpha hydroxy acid, and I don't want to use that and put another AHA on my skin. And I don't want to also put the Drunk Elephant TLC Farmbose Glycolic Night Serum, because I don't want to overdo the alpha hydroxy acids. But this one stopped pumping. This one you pull out too and it has a pump. It stopped pumping, and I did unscrew it. This cream is kind of thick. This is not a serum. This is a cream, even though it says a serum. And I did turn this upside down into another jar, and after 3 days, it was hardly anything in the jar. And you know what? Did I take the stopper off? I did take the stopper off, but this, because it's thick, it's not draining down, and I can see product in there. I can see product in there, and this does not reach to like scrape around. So I need, oh yes it did, look at that. Oh, I just scooped some. All right, y'all. But that wasn't from the bottom, that was from the side. And so I need to figure out or find something that I can get in here and scoop this out, because this is also expensive. Peter's expensive. Peter is expensive. So I'm gonna figure out a way to get that. So the next thing, so we did, let's backtrack. So I know I went off on containers and glycolic acid. The eye serum, the Olay facial serum, vitamin C serum. Then I do not use toners at all, period. I know some people swear by them. I don't use essences because fragrance and all of that. I'm like, no. This is the Dr. Dennis Gross Ferolic plus Retinol Eye Cream. So this is the corresponding cream to the serum. I don't really know if it's necessary or not, but I just know it feels hella good under my eyes. So I just take a little bit, put my finger in it, only just a little tiny bit. Yeah, I don't know if serums and creams for under eye are necessary. I am thinking to stop. I definitely like the serum. Well, I like this feels so good though. And so for me, I consider this extra pampering, but I'm wondering if, like when I finish this jar of cream, the eye cream, if I should just not open up a new one just to see how my skin reacts, because just how I started just using this once a day, my skin was still happy. What if I just use just the serum once a day and that's it, and not use the cream? And also the cream I only use once a day as well. So I'm thinking if I want to do that or not, because if my skin is just as happy, I can save some coin. And then the last thing I do in the daytime, not the last thing, but as far as skincare, Dr. Dennis Gross B3 Adaptive Superfoods Stress Repair Face Cream. This I take. I only use this in the morning, well, when I wake up. I take about that much because my face is already moisturized from the serums, and so I don't feel like I need to put on a lot of face cream. What was I getting ready to say? I don't use this at night because of the other stuff I use at night. And then I just, and excuse me if you heard that, my throat. And this does feel like enough. Like this is very, like it's going everywhere. And so even though it was a little bit, it was enough. And I know some people put like a lot, and I'm like, my skin doesn't need a lot. Because I used to do that, and then my skin just felt like it was just sitting there. And so this is what I do. This is my skincare, my wake up skincare routine. Somewhere along the line, I don't know. If I did a bedtime routine, it would have to be before I go to sleep, because usually I'm like stumbling around, exhausted, about to fall out. And I'm like, oh, let me do my skincare. And I don't think that would be a good time to do a video, because we'd be here for an hour, because I'd be in slow motion. But I would just have to do it earlier than usual, meaning not wait until I'm ready to actually go to bed to do it. But they say don't do your nighttime skincare and then get into bed, because if you're not a back sleeper, it's going to rub off or whatever. But when I do my skincare right before I go to bed, and this is how I keep my brows tamed, because I have moisturizer and serum on my face, I just do this with my brows, and this is how they kind of stay And because I keep them short too, I keep them trimmed, so it's not anything to really brush over or around or whatever. But if you do your nighttime skincare before you go to sleep, just lay on your back for like 30 minutes and just let it soak in, so it's just not getting everywhere on your pillows or whatever. You want it to absorb into your face. So the last thing that I do in the wake up, I was going to say the morning, but it's not. This is tacrolimus ointment, 0.1%. This is for the redness around my nose. And what's annoying with this is when I start to sweat, this actually glistens, and it's like, oh my gosh, like she's really sweating. And even Fabulous 50 mentioned it, and I'm like, no, that wasn't sweat, that was just ointment. Well, the sweat pushing through the ointment, but it does work. You see, and again, my face is more red now because I've been, you know, rubbing on it. But if you remember to the beginning of the video, this was not this red, and my mustache area is still disrespectful. So I'll just take a little bit on my finger. I can renew this prescription once a month. I'm like, this, there is no way. I'm gonna go through this in a month using just this little tiny bit. And this is non-steroidal, which means I can reapply it, because the other one I had was a steroid cream and it said apply twice a day. And I had said to her, I said, you know, with allergies, I'll put this on, and then like a couple hours later, or if I go outside or something, you know, my nose is running or I sneeze and I blow my nose, and then there goes the cream. And so she prescribed this one. This is non-steroidal. So she's like, you can apply it as many times a day as you need to. And there are times, you know, if I'm sneezing or blowing my nose, I will reapply it. And so that's all I do with that. So I make sure to just get all around here in this area. And so that is my wake up routine. And this goes back in here. I'm going to put this in here, even though it's not going to stay because there's nothing in there, because it's in here. So this is going to go in here too. And, my toothbrush, toothpaste, flax, deodorant, other ointments, other stuff is in here too. But, and my Tetranol that I use at night. So this will go back in my bathroom under the sink. Stuff wants to fall out. Y'all know that, right? And y'all know I'm clumsy. So let me hold it this way. So yeah, so this is everything in my dental floss. So this is going to go under my bathroom sink. Easy peasy. Ooh, let's do our screenshot. Oh, you can see my thing back there. So let me do this. Cover up that stuff. Thank you for bearing with me for that. So if you've tried any of these products that I talked about, let me know down below. Share your thoughts if it worked for you, if it didn't, because everything does not work for everybody. And it was years of trial and error, finding products that my skin likes, not only on their own, but also in combination, because something may work, but then I'll put on a serum that works for me with something else that works for me. But then when I combine it, it's just like, okay, that's not working. Because for me, because my skin is sensitive, when I try a new product, that'll be the only thing I put on my skin. I wash my face, put on that cream, that's it, period. And it may work. And so once I incorporate it with everything else, my skin might itch, it might break out, might get little pimples. And I'm like, the only thing new is that cream, so that's a no. But so even if something works for you, it may not work in conjunction with your other products. And so my advice would be, if you're trying new skincare, and if you have sensitive skin, because if you don't, you can just do whatever in your skin. It's like, thank you, and you're like, you're welcome. But if you have sensitive skin like me and you have stuff that works and you want to try something new, just let that be the only one thing, period, that you put on after you wash your face, just to see how your skin reacts to it. And I've learned from experience, use it days in a row, because I used something. It was the Drunk Elephant La cream or whatever, and the reviews were mixed, and that's why I didn't buy it, but it came free in a sampler, free gift with purchasing from Ulta. And so that was the only cream I was putting on my face for days, and my skin was fine. But then some mornings I'll wake up, I would have red patches on my skin, and I'm like, okay, what is this? And I didn't really notice it until when Fabulous 50 was here. I had already did my skincare, and I had been putting that cream on, I think, at nighttime. And because she starts with skincare, I said, well, put this on, because I didn't want her to feel out of sorts or out of, you know, her routine of how she does things. And so she put it on, and it was on top of all my other skincare. You know, it was hours later. And then she did the makeup, and it's my makeup, so I know, you know, my skin is okay with it. And I noticed later that evening when I washed my face, I had little white bumps like all over my forehead, and I had like splotches on my face. And I'm like, what did I do different? That damn cream. So either it was just the cream on top of my wake up routine stuff that you saw me do or not, because I had noticed some red spots before when I would put it on at night. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, these little red spots, but then they would clear up in a couple hours, and so I'm like, okay, cool. But no, so I realize now I cannot use that cream because it was doing something that my skin didn't like. It just took time and me using it days and days and days in a row for my skin to be like, enough is enough, troll, put it down and back away slowly. So, but that's what I do, and that's how I learn what my skin likes and doesn't like, and if everything is going to work well together. So if you've tried any of these products, let's help each other out down in the comments. What worked for you that I've shown you I used, what didn't work for you, and also why. The why is important. Did it dry out your skin? Did it, cause your acne to, did it aggravate your acne? Did it just not do anything? And also for skincare, they do say it may take 4 to 6 weeks to see results. Some things will say 8 weeks to see results. For me, I see results right away. Either you're going to break me out or you're not. And if I notice a difference or not. The first time I used this, I noticed a difference. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to keep using that. And the Drunk Elephant Protini that I use at nighttime, I noticed a difference within 20 minutes. So some stuff I do notice right away. This Peter serum, when the first jar ran out, I didn't notice a difference. I said, so I'm not going to buy it. It was $98 at the time. And you see how this ointment looks so shiny like it's sweat? And so I said, all right, I'm not going to buy another one, because I did not notice a difference. And maybe like 3 or 4 days after I have ran out, I'm like, why is my skin dry? I'm like, what the hell? I'm using all the, I'm like, I haven't been using that serum. Luckily, like that next week, it popped up in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and that's when I stocked up. So I didn't notice a difference until I stopped using it. And I'm like, my skin, like I'm using all of my stuff. I haven't been using all of my stuff. Damn it, I stopped using that damn Peter $100 freaking serum. But look at my skin. Y'all, I am 54 years old. Look at my skin. As I said, it took years and years of trial and error to find this routine that my skin likes. And so I just encourage you, if you have sensitive skin, or even if you don't, just take your time and just find what works. And for me, I typically don't want to try new stuff. I have, though, like the Drunk Elephant stuff that's in here that my skin loves. That was trial and error because of the one that came in the subscription box, and you guys encouraged me to try it, and I am so glad that I did. But because I like that, I'm like, what else would my skin like from that brand? And Drunk Elephant is expensive too, so I'm always looking for sales or coupon codes or something for that, and then that's when I buy the backups. But we're going to go, so let me know what you've tried that I've shown you, if it worked for you, if it did not work for you, and why. Let me know also if you're curious about anything in here. Not the Olay, because they do not make this anymore. Sometimes I think to put one in a giveaway, but then I'm like, if they like it, they can't purchase it because it's not for sale anymore. And let us know also, like if you've tried none of these and you don't care about any of these, let us know what brands and what products you use and what it does for your skin. So let's just help each other out, because I know a lot of us are like, I don't know what to use. I use this, don't know if it's making a difference. I want to try that, but I don't know. So let's get our skin together, y'all. It's an investment. And I know we like to play in face paint, right? But what's more important than what we put on is how we take care of our skin. Because if your skin is like severely jacked up, you can put on whatever you want and your skin is still going to be jacked up. So you got to start with the foundation, not the makeup foundation. You got to start with the foundation with your skin and do what you can to get your skin right. And it was a process, as I said, like years and years and years. And every now and then I still get a pimple or whatever, but you know, those are what they are. But we're going to go. Thank you for being here with me to start my evening. And yeah, that'll be it. Stuff will pop up over here. I'll probably put, my skincare stuff over here. So browse through that and let me know your thoughts down below, and you will see me soon. Thanks. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.